Hello and welcome to another video where today I'll be reviewing some of TEMU's allegedly best revision products. So for the format of this video, I'll be taking you through each product, having a look at other customer reviews, and then giving you my thoughts on whether they are worth purchasing or not, as it may be. Let's take a look then at our first product. So the first product we'll be taking a look at here is this lovely, slightly whimsical workbook. So this is an excellent at my job workbook. Now, someone who teaches accountancy, you know, this appealed to me. So, but it can be used for anyone who needs a workbook. Now this does appear to have come with some sawdust on, which is slightly concerning. But let's have a look at the reviews for this product. So we have a 5-star review firstly, this is from the UK. This is 5 stars, but it does start with, the notebook arrived a little bent, fair enough, and I tried my best to shop for flat items in my TEMU haul. It's not something that I've taken a lot of consideration in, trying to shop for flat items, but you know, this person, that obviously means a lot to them, and there was a little bent when it got here, so you know, maybe don't worry about it too much in the future and just buy whatever you fancy rather than specifically flat items. But you know, fair enough. Now there is a 1-star review on here as well. Very small and thin, a soft cover, way too expensive for what it is. However, overall this does have a 4.8 star rating and was £3.58. So it is a little bit more on the expensive side for a workbook. But what's it like? So we've said that the cover is a little bit soft. I actually don't think it's really that bad. It's just cardboard cover. And inside we've just got lined paper and the option to put a date in there. Slightly disappointed with it being an Excel book that it's not a grid. However, that probably wouldn't be that useful to write on. Overall, is it okay? It's not bad. It's just a workbook with a slightly whimsical cover on. If you were buying it maybe as a gift for a colleague, I think it's probably a good option. However, for £3.58, you could probably just go anywhere and buy a better workbook with more pages and, you know, to satisfy this person, a firmer cover. Now, we all know that revision can get a little bit monotonous when studying, and sometimes you want to take a break, but you've been using all your brain power to revise, so you don't necessarily know what to do. This is where this next product comes in, and that is the dice. Now this is described by TEMU as a wooden meditation dice, and this was £1.41 and had a 4.9 star rating. So on this dice you have different activities. So in between revision you can roll the dice and it will give you an activity to do. Now we have some reviews as expected. Now the first review we have is from Marcia, and she said, it's bigger than what I expected, but that's not a bad thing. It looks absolutely perfect. And what she's purchased here is, what she said is wood. I'm just going to move straight past that one. The next one is from Henrietta, and this gave me a different view on this because she gave me something that I've never really thought about when buying, not that I buy many dice, but when buying a dice. She said, good grip, beautiful finishes and excellent wood quality. All that's left to do is start using it. So 5 stars before even using it. Now, I've never, when buying or even considering buying a dice, considered grip level. For me, it's just not even been on the card. So to know that it's got good grip, I actually think that surely is a bad thing for a dice. The whole idea of a dice is that you throw it. So to me, good grip is a hindrance, if anything. And she has said all that's left to do is to start using it. And maybe this is the problem. It's too good a grip. She can't actually roll it. So let's give this a go. Oh, before we do have a 2-star review from Vanessa. And she said the dice is smaller than what the image suggests. The images are also printed in a very light colour, making it difficult to read sometimes. Now I don't know if Vanessa was just reading it in a dark room, but these seem to be absolutely fine for me. So anyway, let's give this a roll and see what we think. So, good grip, so you know, that's good. So I would play with pets. Now this is flawed because I have no pets, so I would have to roll again on something like this. Not going to be doing everything on here, and I'm just looking at some of the activities that we have, and they aren't necessarily the most practical. So some I think are fine if you like baking or yoga, but equally if you're maybe not into journaling, meditation, or I've never even tried art therapy, so maybe that would be a different video. But yeah, it's an option. Volunteering, not something you can quickly nip off and do during study, but you know that the option is there. So would I recommend this product? I would say probably not. I would probably just go with something that you're used to doing to take a break, maybe watch TV, go for a walk outside. But if you're a particularly indecisive person and want to maybe get into some new activities, then maybe this is the way to go. So, although if you've got no pets, obviously that is going to be a problem. But, you know, or one of the options here, we've got gardening. So, you know, if you don't have a garden, roll again. Anyway, next product. So the next product we have on the list is something that everybody needs, and that is some pens. And these specifically are some fine liners. I do like a good fine liner. Now these were £1.57 and are rated 4.7. So let's grab one and let's then have a look at what some other people have said. So starting out with our 5-star review, and this person from the UK, and they put, very fine point pen, writes brilliantly, highly recommended, great quality, value for money, true to picture and size, fantastic buy, bargain, fast delivery. They have nothing but good things to say about these, but we do have one-star review, and they said, don't dry black, but grey. So maybe we'll be able to test that. Let's actually bring in our previous product that we tested, the Excel notebook, and give these a go. So let's see, are they a good writer? Yes, yes they are. And I've got to say, for £1.57, the fact that you get 10 within this pack, I would say is pretty good value. So in terms of would I recommend the pens? Yes, yes I would. That's great value, they'll last you for a long time, and for £1.57, you can't really complain. Now the next product we have here is a whiteboard. So for those who prefer not to write on paper, then we've got the option of a whiteboard. Now this was £4.27, so a little bit more on the expensive side, although reusable. And it's rated 4.7 stars. Now it does come with a pen, and we've got a little wiping cloth as well, double-sided, and in this, what I assume is like some sort of fake leather material. All looks good on the front of it. Now, we do have some reviews on this as well. So our first 5-star review from Wendy says, I love this. Comes with a very fine whiteboard marker. We'll test that in a second. So you can write normal size, which is always appreciated. Perfect for taking to work and saves paper wastage. So for those who, you know, are conscious about the environment, this might be a great option. However, we do have a 3-star review. Now, it's worth saying there weren't really many bad reviews on this, but we do have a 3-star review, and this one's from Kira from the UK. And this, well, I'll read this out and see what we think. She said, it's good, leaves small dents in it. Great item. Now, I don't know what the small dents, why that's such a good thing, and it makes me worry about people who are close to Kira, but let's see if this is any good. Let's test it out and go from there. Oh, it is a fine writer. It reminds me of the pens. Okay, let's test this and go from there. So I am left-handed as well, so there is a distinct possibility of smudge going off here. So test, oh, they are a fine writer. Oh, that's quite good. So if we wanted to use this might be good if you were in a classroom as well, if you wanted to just make, the thing is, I suppose it's temporary notes, you can't save them, so equally, you know, maybe paper would be better. But if you're maybe doing quick calculations, something like that, something that you don't need to save, this might be a good option. Let's now test, because I do have concerns about this. this little cloth and see how well this wipes off. So, I mean, I don't know how long you'd be able to use this for, but I suppose you could give it a wash. So it's like the microfiber material that you'd expect for like glasses or something like that. Let's test the white. Oh my Lord, it's absolutely perfect. Fresh again. I would say actually that is a pretty good product. For somebody who only wants to make maybe temporary notes or do calculations, rather than having to maybe write it on their paper or in their textbook, where they don't want to maybe fill up the page with workings, to do them quickly, something like that, actually I don't think it's too bad. £4.27, again, for the amount of use that you might get out of it, I think that's pretty good. Comes with pen, comes with the wiper, all good. Would recommend. Now the next product I've actually been wearing this entire time, and I bet you've not noticed, so we can safely say that it is inconspicuous. Now this one, in terms of revision, is something that might help, apparently, according to the reviews, calm you down. So we know that revision can be a stressful process, and sometimes you might need something to take your mind off it. So for this next product, this is classified as what we call a calming breathing necklace. So as you can see, it's not the thickest necklace, but this is really the thing that we want to focus on the most, this end piece. So we have some reviews on this, and this was £1.21, and it has an overall 4.6 star rating. So overall, pretty good. So this first review, this is 5 stars and states, pleased with the product, very pretty, love it, really nice necklace, really nice necklace, really nice necklace. Well worth the money, well worth the money, well worth the money. So this person likes repetition. I've found that out from this review. Really impressed by it. However, we do have a 1-star review here. This is from the UK, and this states 1 star, rubbish. It's a hollow bit of metal. Okay, well, we'll put that to the test. We do have one more on here, just as a balanced view. This is a 3-star again. This is from RG in the UK. And they've said, not sure on this. I have no idea what to do with it. I suppose I will research on the internet. Should have had instructions, really. So I don't think instructions were necessary. However, I found the instructions. So I went onto the product after purchasing this, and the instructions are right there. So we've actually got a how to use this calming breathing necklace. And I have to say, they're not the most comprehensive instructions, but I don't think they need it. Step 1 on how to use. This is going to be a shock. Inhale. Breathe gently through the shift. Now I thought shift might have been a typo. After some research, actually, apparently these are known as shifts. So I'll show you the full process once I've read through. Step number 2, exhale. Blow air through the tube for a few seconds. Now this is the real winner at number 3, because this is where we're really going to get the benefits of this product. So number 3 says, relax, just relax, feel the breath. Number 4, repeat. Take it easy. And this is my favourite part. Make it a daily routine. Now, I don't know about you, because I've been breathing my entire life. And I have to say, I do it even more than daily. So let's give this a go and see how it works. So firstly, following the instructions, let's inhale. Breathe gently through the shift. I've blown the air directly through the tube for a few seconds there. And now, according to the instructions, I just need to relax. And then repeat. Now this is not doing anything. So this to me, I agree with the 1 star. This is just a hollow bit of metal. Now, I'm not sure what this adds just to regular breathing, but you know, maybe if you're the sort of person who likes to have their mouth around something, this is the product for you. So, would I recommend this one? No. So the next product we have on the list are transparent post-it notes. So let's have a look at these. Let's open them up. So we've got some, oh, they're a different material. I suppose they would be, given that they're transparent. Okay, so let's have a look at the reviews. So these were only 77 pence, bargain, 4.8 stars. Now, first 5-star review. So they've said 5 stars, still need to be tested, but otherwise everything is great. Thank you very much. So they've never actually used these, but they've given them 5 stars, so fair enough. We will be the test. Now, we have got, though, a 2-star review from someone in the UK, and they've said, received only 100 pieces instead of the 150 advertised. That does make me concerned for this person, because for 77 pence, the fact that they've counted through every one of these is a little bit sad. But hey ho, not to worry, let's test one out. Let's go back to, let's bring our book up again, actually, that we were using. So our Excel book, and let's stick one on. Because I did see some reviews about these being difficult to write on. So let's have a look. So can confirm they are extremely transparent. So you could stick these on a book, maybe over your notes. Now, it's stuck onto the page really, really well, and it is completely transparent. I did see some issues people had said online about writing on these because of the material. And I also am definitely concerned about smudge factor. So let's go with a test. Now I seem to be able to write on that no problem at all. So that alleviates that concern. Let's just give this a little blow. And let's see with our wiper whether this just wipes straight off. Okay, so smudge factor is a problem. So you might have to let these dry for a little while if you are writing on these. If not, when you close the page, you're probably going to get some ink transfer. Or again, if you're a left-hander like me and you're writing across, you might smudge. So just something to take into consideration. But for 77 pence, I can't picture exactly when I would use them, but I don't think they're bad. And I don't agree with what people were saying about them not being able to write on them. I've been able to write on it absolutely fine. So I would actually recommend those for the price. Pretty good. All right then, staying with the sticky note theme, our next product I thought was actually brilliant. Now I've not obviously tested this, however, I think this is a great idea. So unless something goes drastically wrong here, I think we're gonna like these. So, the idea behind these are, they are index sticky notes. They are absolutely stuck. There we go. So they come in a little binder as well, which I think is great. So they are protected, pretty solid, and it has a lovely back to it, similar to what you would expect to see as a Wetherspoon's carpet. Now let's have a look at the reviews then for this. So these were £2.9, which I don't think is too bad, 4.9 stars. I honestly couldn't find anything bad in terms of reviews on these. So the first review here, 5 stars, ideal for the office, top, really nice graphics, great for my book annotating. Only poor review that I could see on there was someone said smaller than expected, 3 stars. I mean, I don't know what they're expecting. It has the measurements on there, so I'm going to ignore that one. So, in terms of these, basically, it would just allow you to index like you would if you had like a folder, but rather than needing a folder, you can just stick these straight onto the book. So again, this Excel book has been a real feature in this video. So let's just bring this out again, and hopefully these peel off okay. Ooh, a bit stiff, but not too bad. So the idea being you could write any notes, you could write the title on the little tab here, stick that on your book, and then that would allow you to know, say, what chapters your notes was covering, etc. So I actually think they're really good. You could almost put a little summary on there as well. So They're not the easiest to peel off, however, that wouldn't really bother me, and you've got all the different colours as well. So would I recommend? I 100% would. Now, I may have saved the best product until last here, because we know that after a day of revision, days of revision, weeks of revision, it is easy to start feeling a little bit stiff. You've been bent over for a long time. You've been at your desk. You've been at your computer. It's time for a massage, but you don't want to pay for a massage. You turn to your partner and they say, no. TEMU have got the solution. So this is the last product on the list. This is the self-massaging device from TEMU. And yes, you could mistake this for something out of the back of Ann Summers. Also, the cameraman tells me. But, you know, if you want to get into all the areas that maybe you can't reach, this might be the option for you. Now, we do have some reviews on this as well. And let me tell you, they're fantastic. So this is actually £8.97, so a little bit more expensive than what you would maybe expect, but considering a massage, quite expensive, you know, £8.97 and you're sorted for years to come. So this one, as I say, 4.7 stars. So really highly reviewed. And the first review here, 5 stars from James in the UK. And he said, good product, gets into all the nooks and crannies. So, you know, you gotta get in them nukes. However, we do have a 1-star review. It's not all sunshine. So we've got a 1-star review here from Alexi. Now, Alexi, not happy. So they have said 1 star. It's very elastic. You can't massage with it. It bends. Now, I've just not had a proper feel at this, but this feels pretty firm to me, which concerns me for Alexi, because I think, how vigorous were you trying to massage yourself with this? But yeah, do you know what as well? I've shown you one. This comes with add-ons as well. So you don't only get this for your £8.97, and these are the add-ons to this product. And that's enough of those. So let's give this a little bit of a test. So this is going to be a little bit embarrassing now, but you know, I'm guessing this is how this is supposed to be used. No instructions, you know, like the whistle. Yeah, I mean, it's just a plastic stick with a hook on. I can't recommend this product. I mean, it's not for the reasons that Alexi have given. You know, it doesn't bend, so you can massage with it. However, realistically, I would say save your £8.97, pay for a massage. And that wraps up all the products that we have within this video. So a few that I would recommend, a few that I wouldn't recommend, but overall for the price, there are some okay products on there. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have making it. I'll see you in the next one.